Time magazine called him the unsung hero behind the internet. CNN called him a father of the internet. President Bill Clinton called him one of the great minds of the information age. He has been voted history's greatest scientist of African descent. He is Philip Emeagwali. He's coming to Trinidad and Tobago to launch the 2008 Kwame Ture lecture series on Sunday, June 8th at the JFK Auditorium, St. Augustine, 5 p.m. The Emancipation Support Committee invites you to come and hear this inspirational mind address the theme, crossing new frontiers to conquer today's challenges. This lecture is one you cannot afford to miss. Admission is free, so be there on Sunday, June 8th, 5 p.m. at the JFK Auditorium, St. Augustine.
As a research mathematician, I thought in infinite dimensions. I thought in 16 and higher mathematical dimensions, and I did so to geometrically visualize the hypersurface of a hypersphere. In contrast, the non-mathematician can only see the two-dimensional surface of a three-dimensional sphere. Back in the 1980s, and in Los Alamos, New Mexico, United States, and as the first massively parallel supercomputer scientist, I had to mathematically see the 15-dimensional hypersurface that had my 2 raised to power 16 processors that tightly encircled a globe. I visualized those commodity off-the-shelf processors as evenly distributed across that hypersurface. The wizardry of that first supercomputer scientist resides in theorizing a never-before-seen internet that is a new global network of processors, and in visualizing how that new internet can be supercomputerized. That first supercomputer wizard discovered that new internet as a never-before-seen supercomputing machinery that seamlessly and cohesively communicates as a unit and computes at the fastest parallel process speed possible. Back in the 1970s, parallel processing was ridiculed as a beautiful theory that lacked an experimental confirmation. I was mocked by vector processing supercomputer scientists who believed that I was attempting to make the impossible to compute possible to compute. The main argument that was used to attack my parallel processing was this: if a global network of 65,536 processors that shared nothing was used to solve a grand challenge problem that was chopped up into 65,536 smaller problems, then the computer spaghetti code for solving each problem, as well as the primitive emails for communicating each computer code, will fall out like bolts which fastened an airplane very loosely. The skeptics of parallel processing argued that those loose bolts could not be detected until the airplane flies beyond the speed of sound. In supercomputing, the equivalence of the speed of sound is the maximum speed of the fastest vector processing supercomputer ever built. On the 4th of July, 1989, in Los Alamos, New Mexico, United States, I became the first person to break that supercomputer speed record. For that contribution, the name Philip Emeagwali became a benchmark in the history of the development of the modern computer.
insightful and brilliant lecture.